Welcome to Writing Lesson 1. We're talking about sizzling starts today, Term 3, Week 2, 2021. Our learning intention today is to understand the stages in the 7 steps of writing and to understand what a sizzling start is. Our success criteria: I understand the stages in 7 steps of writing. I understand what a sizzling start is. Let's go over the 7 steps of writing just again. So number 1 is plan for success. Number 2 is sizzling starts. We're going to be talking about dynamic dialogue during this week as well. And just be aware that these steps don't have to be done in any particular order. What is a sizzling start? A sizzling start is an exciting opening to a narrative or story that instantly grabs the reader's attention. Sizzling starts are really important because they drop the reader right in the middle of the action and do not allow them to get bored or stop reading. They hook the reader in. Let's have a look at an example of an introduction to a narrative with and without a sizzling start. Okay, so here's one that talks about a disco. I woke up that morning really nervous. Today was the day of the big disco competition. Sam and I had been practicing for months. This year we would do it. We would beat that Penelope and her partner once and for all. I leapt out of bed. Here's the same story with a sizzling start. I opened the door to the disco and the music hit me like a blast. Lights flashed, people moved in a swirl of colour, and it was suddenly hard to breathe. Nerves, I guess. It was the big dance competition tonight. Sam and I had been practicing for months. This year we would do it. We would win. We must. Hi there. It was Penelope. Yeah, it would be. Bet you'll think you're going to win tonight. Let's break down what this sizzling start has that really hooks people in. Okay, so it starts where the action is. I open the door. Let's get my pointer. I open the door to the disco and the music hit me like a blast. So it starts where the action actually is at the disco, rather than saying, today I woke up, then I had breakfast, and do a big lead up that's boring to the action. Lights flashed, people moved in a swirl of colour, and it was suddenly hard to breathe. So this sentence uses more vibrant or expressive language because the writer has an interesting material to write about. Okay, nerves, I guess. It was the big dance competition tonight. Sam and I had been practicing for months. So this is including the background of what's happening. So we've started off with the action, but they're now providing a sentence that gives you some background information or backfill, which is something that we're going to talk about in the next week or two. Once they've talked about a little bit of backfill, it's straight back into the action. They've added some dialogue here. Hi there. And bet you think you're going to win tonight. So your task today is you are going to write 5 new sizzling starts for the creation story, Tiddalik. Here is the introduction to the text, Tiddalik, that we read in our reading session. And it just says, in the dream time, there lived a frog called Tiddalik. He was a very greedy frog. One hot day, Tiddalik went down to the billabong where there was plenty of water. He was so thirsty that he drank all the water in the billabong. We want you to create 5 new sizzling starts for this story. You may start with some sounds, some onomatopoeia, like a big slurp. Tiddalik drank all the water in the billabong and sat back on his legs. Something like that, something where it starts off with the action. Then you can provide some backfill later. Let's go back and have a look at what else they added in. So you start where the action is. Use lots more expressive language. Okay, creation stories tend to use quite bland or boring language and just state what is happening in the story. So we want you to add some more exciting language. After you've started with the action, give a little bit of backfill. Tiddalik was greedy, Tiddalik was thirsty, and then straight back into the action. Add some dialogue if you know how to do that. That makes our story more interesting as well. Once you have written your 5 sizzling starts, please take a picture of your sizzling starts and submit it via Teams. We would love to see how you went with this activity. Good luck.